If I were to ask a slightly related question, which falls under the purview of Western imperialism, why do you think that India gets such a negative coverage by the Western press? And is this true for other post-colonial countries as well?
It's true of most post-colonial countries, unless they are incredibly pliant and willing to be managed. So, for example, you don't see as negative portrayals of Pakistan or Saudi
Mm-hmm.
Arabia or the Emirates because they're seen as essential allies. They share intelligence, they help counter extremism, whatever that means, and there's instructions. Don't go too hard on them. They're more useful alive than dead. That
Oh, okay.
he might be a brutal dictator, but he's our brutal dictator. That's what they say in Washington. Same in Latin America. They don't want to talk about Latin American dictators because they're generally trained and installed by the CIA.
Oh,
With India, it's a unique case. So yes, we face a lot of the negative coverage that many other post-colonial countries face. For example, Kenya does not get positive coverage, or South Africa does not receive positive coverage. But in the case of India, this negative coverage is more or less eternal. That well, at least in modern times, you can trace a straight line for 200 years. The way India has been portrayed there's no difference between 1820 or 1821 and 2021.
mm-hmm.
And why is that? It's because India is this wonderful blank canvas in which you can paint your fears and hopes and aspirations for domestic politics, and use it to massage minds in the UK or in the US or in France. What was fascinating was that generally portrayals of India were written by either people who had never set foot in India or by missionaries who went to civilize the heathens. So they had a certain interest in portraying India a certain way. And they would give
Mm-hmm.
examples like, the Jagannath Puri Yatra. They would say, oh, the great chariot of Juggernaut, it crushes babies and crushes all these savages, and they scream
Yeah.
as the wheels crush them. And, it's so, barbaric. They would use these narratives for domestic debates because India is a wonderful blank canvas. You can find, any reason, any argument, anything you want over there without any cost. There's no one in India who's going to criticize them. There were no Indians in India, in the US at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other portrayals come from missionaries whose job it was to go to India to civilize the savages. Now that
Mm-hmm.
starts off with an assumption that everyone is uncivilized and everyone is savage. So then you have to create that myth. So you have to first write about how uncivilized they are, how savage they are, and how their culture and their religion is wrong. Then you can mobilize money from back home, you can mobilize public sympathy, and continue with your cause. That has not changed in 200 years. Maybe the debates are different, maybe the form of civilization they're trying to bring or what they're trying to cure us of has changed a little bit, but it's the same motivations they have.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.